Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. In this video I'm taking an early look at the second offering from Fans Hobby. This is an early test shot, a pre-production sample of MB-02 Megatooth, aka the Transformers Autobot. Is he an Autobot? Kind of, isn't he? A monster bot. Repugnus. This is something I never thought I would see. I never thought we'd get a masterpiece style Repugnus. Thank you, Fans Hobby. Now we do. Once again, I can't reiterate enough, this is a pre-production sample, but very much like their MB-01, it is built like a tank. It's very solid. It's an amazingly sculpted piece. They've done a remarkable job at capturing a very good G1-esque likeness, but incorporating that into a masterpiece style sculpt. I mean, the head sculpt alone is incredibly good. I mean, that's lovely. Look, no big pouty fish lips or anything, and he does have a little nook in his nose as well. Very, very close to the G1 toy. I used to have some of the monster bots. I really wish I'd kept hold of some of those G1 toys, but life goes on. We all sell off things that we really wish we hadn't. Now, in my personal opinion, there are some things I'd like to change about the figure. It's just I've obviously included the insignia on there telling us what the toy is. I don't know if that's just because this is the pre-production. I'm not sure. I don't really like logos, etc. being pasted on a toy. If I want that sort of thing, I would get some repro label stickers or something. I know why they've done like the tamper print. It is nice, but again, I want this to be my Repugnus. I don't want it to be a Megatooth. And he does come with a very nice G1 inspired gun. Not immensely detailed, but detailed enough nonetheless. Again, using that shaft on the end of the handle like we get with the Make Toys figures, so it can just slide straight into those hands and secure nice and firmly into place. And that's a very good looking gun there. He holds that very well. And much like they did with Scourge, the trigger finger is again hinged separately at another joint, so we can pull the trigger on the guns. He's definitely up there with some of the bigger bots in the Masterpiece collection. Let's take a look at his articulation. The head can look up and down. Really great downwards motion there. We can go left and right, and because it's ball mounted we can get some nice quizzical posing going on as well. Coming out to the shoulders, nice friction joint going outwards. Fantastic ratchets going around. We have a nice bicep rotation. We have a double jointed bend at the elbow. We have some up and down motion on the wrist. Great if he had a sword, because he'd be able to hold that aloft. We can open the finger, and as previously mentioned, the trigger finger again is on a separate hinge. Coming down to the waist, really nice metallic ratchet going on in there, and ab crunch. Yes, it's part of the transformation, but I love an ab crunch on a figure. Legs can come this far forwards, all the way backwards, out to the side. Now, those legs are uber heavy. That may need to be tightened for the final piece. I imagine it's just a matter of tightening the screw in the actual ratchet there, but it's because of the sheer heft and weight of the die-cast parts in the leg. We have a nice upper thigh rotation. We have a double jointed bend at the knee. Coming down to the feet, they are ball mounted, so we can go downwards and upwards. We can pivot left and right. The pivoting isn't as extreme as we got with the Scourge, but there's still a pivot there nonetheless. And you can choose to have the heel spurs down or upwards. Again, so much heft to this guy. For a big giant monster bot, he can pull off a pretty nice running dynamic pose. Now, as I mentioned in my Scourge video, Fans Hobby have pretty much come from nowhere. They've come from various different groups and they've come together and they've delivered very high-end quality products. I do rate the Scourge and this figure definitely up there with the likes of DX9 and Fanstoys. They are literally that good. You can't really fault them. This is their second product and it is made better than some of the factories and companies out there that have been going for years. These guys have knocked it out of the park. I do like their stylized look and I think they're definitely finding gaps in the market and they're filling them with fantastic products. Now, Repugnus or Megatooth does of course transform. Now, it's not a standard transformation. This guy transforms into a monster of all things. Now, to start his transformation, we're going to go down to the legs. This shin pad section slides up. If you look, these sections here are on a slider. It's tabbed in at the base, so if we just untab it from the base, it's going to slide all the way up. And once we get to the top, you want to give it a final push, and that locks into place at the knee section. We can then bring the heel spur section down and rotate those feet around. As standard masterpiece practice, you want to open up the underside of the forearm, fold the fists inwards, close those off. We now want to rotate the bicep around, and there's two corresponding pegs and these holes here. You're going to fold the bicep using that double jointed elbow. You're then going to push and just tab those sections in together. Open up his chest section and just extend these red sections. The head can be squared off and brought down like so. We can then bring these shoulder sections up so that the screw sections are facing forwards, and then we can just rock this ab crunch section over like so, bringing the monster head to the front. Pull out this tab section at the back and we're going to bring that up and over to the back like so, and then just close off this head section like that. These shoulder joint sections are tabbed in. If you just give it a little tug, it's going to untab from the front peg section here, and as we bring it round, there's this tab and peg at the back there. You're going to line those up and just giving that a push, it secures this section into place. We can now come to the claw sections. There's small tabs on each part of the pincers, just bring them down, and the same goes for this one on the underside. Just grab that out and just give it a little tug and bring those round, and then it's just a matter of displaying them how you see fit. And there he is, fully transformed up into his monster mode. Yes, this is a test shot. There's still a little bit of work to be done. You can see that the top here is slightly parting, and man, that is awesome. That looks fantastic. If you've seen the original toy, you'll know just how good this is. If not, Google it. Google is your friend. Google Transformers Repugnus toy. And I assure you, in the next few months, this will be the top image. Let's just take a quick look around the figure. Got this nice kind of arch to him. You can display the legs how you see fit. There's so much articulation even in the beast mode. So you can pretty much display him how you choose to. We've got those kind of rocket thruster backpack sections going on. Now, it's not without its flaws. There's some things I would like to have changed. I don't like that we can see the back of the head here and it doesn't actually click or secure into place. It's so we can still have some ab crunch, but I would have liked maybe the ability just to secure this head in. Not really sure how they'd do that. But just look at it, that is incredible. As you can see, the mouth on Repugnus does open and close. The head can go up and down. We have some left and right as well as some sideways quizzical pivoting. The shoulders can go up and down. We can go inwards and outwards. There's a bicep rotation. There's a double jointed bend at the elbow, so we can bring those claws all the way in. There is a rotation in there. The claws can go upwards and downwards. I say claws, they're more pincers, aren't they? I think these are actually die cast as well. They actually slide inwards and outwards. The waist can, of course, rotate on that nice ratchet. There is still some up and down motion on that ab crunch. The legs, forwards and backwards. They are hindered a little bit more by these big chunky thigh pads, but not to the extent of ruining any of that articulation. Now that we've covered up the knee, we actually use a lower knee. Instead, we use the lower parts. We still get some nice range forwards and backwards there. Now we get rotation on the feet. Looks like a mushroom peg in the inside of the leg there, but there is no rotation there. So it may just be to secure these two parts of the legs together. I would have still liked a rotation in there maybe, but beggars cannot be choosers. We'll get up and down on these feet. We get some pivoting, and of course we get the claws that can move up and down as well. Again, I think this section here is die cast. Now, like I previously mentioned, with all that articulation, you can display him how you see fit. Personally, I like to have his knees bent up and him having kind of that hunched over, kind of lumbering look to him. And again, even in his Monster Beast alt mode, there is still some serious size to this guy. And here he is alongside arch enemy MB-01. And you will be happy to know that the weapons are a standard size, so Megatooth's gun does still slide into Scourge's hand. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, two very proud additions to my masterpiece collection, and two figures that, in God's honest truth, I'd never would have thought would have masterpiece interpretations made. You asked me a year ago, I would have laughed at you. But now they're here, I can't help but wish for more and more of these from Fans Hobby. They have really impressed me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you found this video useful, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share, and if you'd like to see the review of Arch Enemy, I've included a link just up here. Of course, feel free to subscribe, and until next time, from myself and Megatooth, thanks for watching, goodbye.